All right, so we're getting ready to switch this door out. We're going to take the hardware off and then we'll take the hinges off. So we'll start with the hardware. So these are the tools that we will be using here. Probably just a screw gun, a hammer, flathead screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver, and or a punch, a nail punch. That helps us get the hinges, hinge pins out. So we'll close the door. Just pop the hinges up. And the dog wants in already. Once they're up, sometimes we can either just pull them up or we have to tap them up with a flathead screwdriver. So let's see how well they've come up. And they're coming up pretty good. So one. Put my knee on the door or hold this door so it doesn't fall in on me. That one's kind of stuck, so. There we go. So now we should be able to just take this door right off the hinges here. And then we will just set it right here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these hinges off, put them on the new door. As you can tell, this has got a very wide radius edge on there compared to the door that was ordered. This is called a 5/8 radius, and this is a 3/8 radius. So I wanted them to do a 5/8 radius on the new door, but they wouldn't do it. And it doesn't matter because it still will fit on there. So we'll just put these on here. And I screw them on kind of closer to this edge so it pushes it nice and tight up against the cutout right here. So not quite in the center because I don't want it to push out that way. I want it to push in this way more. Okay, we'll just do that to the other two hinges and we should be good. Doing it this way, when we pre-order these doors with the hinge preps routed out, that's why it's critical to make sure that we get the tops of these as accurate as possible so that when we switch that door over, everything aligns. Okay, let's hang this door. It's always nice if you have two hands, or four hands, I should say, two bodies. I've only got two hands and one body, so makes it a little more difficult, but we should be okay. Get my hinge pins. See where we're at. Prop it up on my foot here, lined up here. So, remember when I said that the manufacturer didn't prep those hinges exactly right? It's about a 30-second off. So I need to kind of just manipulate the door. that needs to come up. And this needs to go down. So sometimes just tapping on the hinges will do that. There we go. Okay, so now it's hung. Seems kind of tight, but I can do some manipulation to the hinges to make sure that everything opens and closes well. But at least it goes in there. And it looks like, see if I can see where the rubbing's coming from. So it looks like the rubbing's coming from the alarm post there. So, all right, so the rubbing is coming from this alarm up here. And since I got a 9mm a couple weeks ago, I don't need the alarm system anymore. We'll take this guy off. Look at that. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and put the hardware back on. Make sure you don't put it on backwards. So the previous door was a 2 3/4 back set. The door that I ordered was, unfortunately, came out as a 2 3/8 back set. So all of your hardware is adjustable from 2 3/8 to 2 3/4. So I'm just going to push this back to 2 3/8. There's 2 3/4. There's 2 3/8. So we're going to go 2 3/8 because that's what it is from here to the center of this hole. And just make sure that it's facing the right way. You can go backwards and it's not going to work. So make sure you have it lined up right. So we'll get this secured in here. So that 2 3/8, it puts that center post right in the middle. And we want the keyed part on the outside. And so it's just getting everything kind of lined up here. There we go. And I try to make sure you have a little bit of play going up and down on your hardware. So just make sure you're kind of centered. It puts less tension on this going back and forth if it's centered in the middle. Okay, so as long as you got good action there, left and right, goes in, comes out. There we go. Looks good. You want it to be able to just throw that door closed and have it go ahead and lock. You don't want this post, see this little action post right here? You don't want that to go all the way into the punch out hole in here, because this is a safety catch so that someone can't stick something and come back in here, because if they stick a screwdriver in here, they could push that whole thing open. But if this is hitting the strike plate right here, when it's closed, it puts a lock system on there to where that can't go down any farther, okay? So just make sure that that stays hitting up against this plate. There we go. So let's see if the blinds work. Yep, they've got a nice louver feature right here. I love the blinds. So the door is set. We didn't have to change the frame. We just had to do the door, but the critical point is to get all the prepping for the door. The hinge prep's in the right spot and your boring in the right spot, so it lines up with your frame as well, okay? Let's put a doggy door on. hang the doggy door, we have my wonderful assistant Hattie right here. I'm going to close the door, so go ahead and step outside. I'm going to hold this with 2 hands right here while I line up the inside, okay? Got it? Mm-hmm. This is the inside where the screws go, because you don't want someone to unscrew it from the outside and then bring their little children in. Okay, Hattie, go ahead and raise it up a little bit and move it. Yeah, move it to your left. There you go. Perfect. Hold it right there. All right. So this is a double insulated door because it's got 2 flaps here for the dog to go in and out. So we do have cold winters here in the Northwest, so we just want to make sure that we're trying to stay as warm as possible. Okay, so now comes the training. Hi, Pip. Come on in. There you go. So that is it. So the door doesn't quite seem to be closing with just a nice casual swing. You have to really push it, and I don't want to take a mistake and not get this closed. So over here we have an adjustable strike plate. So when the door comes in, this is too far that way for the throw to go into here. So I'm just going to back this off a little bit since it is adjustable. Maybe just about a 1/16. So backing that off about a 1/16 right here. I'm just bringing it back this way. I still want to have my security post to hit here and not to go inside here. I just want the throw to go in here and the other post to go right here. That is the other post that needs to be hitting the strike plate. So only that portion goes inside. So with that adjustment, I'm able to just close the door nice and easy, and everything locks, and you can kind of see that that post is hitting the strike plate right there, okay? That is it. Okay, thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions, put those in the boxes below, and if you want to see some more content, just like and subscribe. I do windows and doors and everything related to that. So just ask any questions that you might have, and I'll get you an answer, okay? Thanks for watching, and this is Randy with Randy's Remodel, Retrofit, and Repair. Thank you.